Hi, I'm Lieutenant Doug Nolte, and welcome to this edition of Behind the Badge, your behind-the-scene look at what's going on with the Wichita Police Department. Well, fall is in the air, and we're getting ready for all those things that we do in the fall time, including getting ready for trick-or-treat and Halloween. And my guest today is Officer Richard West. Richard, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about Halloween safety and some things that the Wichita Police Department is doing for the community and promoting a safe and secure Halloween time. We know that kids love Halloween. Getting dressed is probably one of the favorite things, but we know they love getting that candy. So let's talk a little bit about safety for trick-or-treaters and what they can do to make sure their costumes are safe and have a good time while not being in too much danger.
Okay. Some of the things I would look at as far as costume-wise, they want to have a costume that's not going to be too big for them. It's not going to drag the ground and cause them to trip over. It's better to avoid costumes with masks that block their vision. It's also, obviously, you don't want to have something that's flammable in that. That's about as far as you can do with costumes and stuff. Sure. Other things I would do for trick-or-treaters, obviously take a flashlight with you. You want to trick-or-treat in areas that you're familiar with. Mm-hmm. If you want to go to houses that are lit up with a porch light, if the light's not on, I would avoid that house. Mm-hmm. You want to be mindful of other people's pets when you're trick-or-treating at their house. You're in costume. It's going to obviously scare the
Sure,
animals
yeah.
and stuff. So,
well, in terms of also, especially when young children, sometimes they get so excited that parents probably should talk to them a little bit before they even go out and kind of what to expect, because with being dark and having costumes on and kids being excited, it can be a recipe for kids running out into traffic. So any tips on a pregame message that parents can give children?
The younger kids, I would definitely have an adult with them. That way they can kind of keep them under control in that aspect. You want to use the sidewalks if available. Do not walk in the center of the street. If you have some reflective clothing or armband or even glow sticks are real well to help light you up so you're not struck by a vehicle.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about, as far as parents go, not only during the trick-or-treating, but what about after, when they have all the candy? What should a parent that may be taking their kids out for the first time this year really pay attention to? After trick-or-treating and stuff like that, it's always good for the parents to go through the candy and inspect it. I don't think that we've had a whole lot of problems with this in the city of Wichita, but you want to look for candy that may be old or had maybe been unwrapped at some point. Parents just want to be mindful of that. So, Officer, what should parents do if they see something that's out of place, or maybe they're concerned about something? What tips would you give a parent?
Just be aware of your surroundings. Hopefully, like I said, you're in the neighborhood that you're familiar with. If you see any suspicious activity or anything like that, then have a cell phone with you where you can call 911, have officers investigate that if they need to. Okay,
great. And then lastly, what can a homeowner do if they, number one, if they want to have trick-or-treaters show up, but maybe if they don't want to have trick-or-treaters, what should the homeowner have, how should they have their property prepared?
If you're wanting trick-or-treaters, I would recommend, number one, make the walkway clear and safe for the trick-or-treaters. That includes lawn furniture, and any animals that you may have in your yard. Obviously, you don't want them getting near the trick-or-treaters. Have your porch light on, have it well lit, maybe have your door open. If you do not want trick-or-treaters, I think typically they recommend that you do not turn on your porch light. And like I said, we tell children that do not have their porch lights on, do not approach those homes. Okay,
it's not only dangerous because of his safety and being able to see, but it's probably an indicator that that person's not going to participate or be there to participate.
Correct.
For those that might not be taking their kids out to trick-or-treat in their neighborhoods, there are other things that are going on. In fact, the Wichita Police Department is hosting one. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the project you're involved with?
Halloween in the Park is something that I started about 7 years ago. Working on third shift patrol on Halloween night. I was looking for something that law enforcement could do to get involved with Halloween. Initially, like I said, 7 years ago, what we did is we started with 10 tables in the park just north of the Patrol East substation, had police officers dress up in Halloween costumes. And we did this before Halloween, so children, school-age children, could come out and trick-or-treat us, and we could provide them with safety items, and then they would use them items for Halloween and be safe. So this year, we partnered with many different agencies. We had over 3,000 people attend this last year. The event this year is going to be Friday, October the 26th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Edgemore Park, located at 9th and Edgemore. It's a free event. We want elementary age kids to put on their costumes and come out and trick-or-treat emergency professionals. It's not limited just law enforcement. We have partnered, like I said, with many other agencies. So you had 3,000 last year. How many do you hope to have this year? Probably about the same. I'm expecting a little bit more than that. It has grown. Like I said, initially the first year we had about 75. So every year it grows. Well, now you mentioned that you have officers and others that dress up. Do you dress up in a costume? I have. Now, what's your best costume that you've had? Police officer. Police officer. How original. Well, obviously, the police department is concerned, and so that's one of the reasons why, and you care for the safety, and so excellent opportunity, and there are other wonderful organizations that do similar things, so that certainly is one way you can get out. So if you had to just give me a quick overview in summary, what's the main thing that you want to convey to kids and parents that are going to be out trick-or-treating this fall? We just want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to enjoy Halloween, be able to go out and trick-or-treat in their neighborhoods or at our Halloween in the park, but primarily, our concern is safety. We want everybody to be safe. Very good. Well, that concludes this edition of Behind the Badge. I'd like to thank Officer West for being here. Thank you. And hope you join us and have a great Halloween season, and we'll see you again next time on Behind the Badge.